Good day. My name is Elmera Monong for the next reporter. And today we're going to tackle about the abstract or non-objective art. But before I'm going to discuss my part, let me ask first. Have you seen any form of vandalism and graffiti prints anywhere? So, asa man ito na siya kadalasan na makita? Sa mga urban walls. Sa mga public parks, yes. Sa mga buildings. Sa mga city streets. Correct. So this is the examples of vandalism and graffiti prints. So what have you seen about the picture? So mga kuris-kuris, mga haphazard strokes lang, then colors, yes, different shapes of colors, and forms, yes, correct. So, do you understand it explicitly? So lisod siya sabton because abstract or non-objective art, it is the non-representational or non-figurative art. Some forms of art do not give concrete illustration and message to us that we tend to stare at blankly and getting confused what this art is all about. Some of them only appears and intricate of colors, mga haphazard strokes without clear image of people or object. According to Cunningham 2005, abstract or non-objective art, it is often appears an unusual image that does not naturally exist. Abstract does not attempt to represent an accurate depiction or describe of a visual reality, but instead uses shapes, colors, forms, and gestural marks to achieve its effect. So, it is only focused on the colors, the shapes, the forms, and the composition of arts. And also, it is the way or style of the artist to express his or her feelings and ideas. Now, let's talk about the 9 types of abstract arts. First, the Dadaism. It is an art movement formed during the First World War and encouraged a negative reaction to the horrors and folly of the war. The art, poetry, and performance produced by Dada artists is often satirical and nonsensical in nature. It is the reaction against the war's violence and foolishness. So when we say satirical, it is making fun of things, and sensical, meaning non-making sense. So this is the example of Dadaism art. So what have you seen about the picture? How can you describe its design? This is the model's eyes, and the mascara-coated lashes are looking upward, invoking the viewers to wonder where she is looking and what is the source of her distress. So this art was created soon after the artist break up with his assistant and lover, nga si Lee Mailer. So this art was exploring the reality and emotions of the artist. So actually, dili ni siya tinuod jud nga bayha, dili ni siya real woman, but usa ni siya ka fashion mannequin nga giputangan na siya kanang fake nga fears. Next, we have surrealism. This uses principles, ideals, or practice of producing fantastic or incongruous imagery or ethic in art, literature, film, or theater by means of unnatural or irrational juxtaposition and combinations. It is an art on 20th century and literary movement that explores the working of the mind, or something like a dream, or a dreamlike, or in Tagalog, malapanaginip art, that combines realistic images with fantastical elements to create unexpected and thought-provoking works. So this is the example of surrealism art, The Persistence of Memory by Salvador Dali. How can you describe his art? So, saan niyo pag-describe? Saan niyo nakita? Na siya melting clocks, na a tree, and the human figure, right? So, this art depicts a dreamlike landscape with melting clocks, a barren tree, and distorted human figure, exploring the fluidity and subjective nature of time and reality. The third one, we have constructivism. This is an artistic and architecture philosophy that originated in Russia beginning in 1915 by Vladimir Tatlin and Alexander Rodchenko. Abstract and austere, constructivist art aims to reflect modern industrial society and urban space. So this is the example of constructivism art. So what have you seen about the picture? Saan mo niyo siya pag-describe? Mura siya galindanaw nga bukog. So, this art focusing on geometric forms, industrial materials to reflect the modern industrial world and promote social and political ideals. So, constructivism views ang ilang gigamit nga mga industrial materials like wood, glass, and metal, emphasizing their suitability for mass-produced objects and images. Constructivism had a significant impact on modern design and architecture. So, kani si Vladimir, man siya usa ka founder of the movement known for his painting relief. Then, kani si Alexander Rodchenko, known for his photography, montage, and the special construction. So, usa din siya construction maning lami kay sila nahimo nga art. The fourth one we have abstract expressionism. This is the term applied to new forms of abstract art developed by American painters such as Jackson Pollock, Mark Rothko, and William de Kooning in 1950s. It is often characterized by gestural brushstrokes or mark making and the impression of spontaneity. So, abstract expressionism, on the other hand, non-representational, emotional, and often large-scale paintings that prioritize gestural brushstrokes and personal expression. So, when we say non-representational, it means reject that affection or describe or recognizable forms or subject, instead focusing on the emotional and the psychological impact of the artwork. So this is the example of abstract expressionism, the mural by Jackson Pollock. So what have you seen about the picture? How can you describe its design? So na siya abstract shapes and forms. Then na siya simple and plain styles, yes. So this art focused on modern industry and city life. So mural by Jackson Pollock is a monumental abstract expressionist painting commissioned by Peggy Guggenheim, showcasing the artist's innovative techniques and transition toward his signature drip style. So this mural is emphasize the artist's emotional expression. The gestural of brushstroke is reflecting and energetic and the rhythmic creative expression. This painting is influenced the development of abstract expression and action painting. So the painting is made with oil paint and lining. So next we have optical art. So kabalo po siguro mo sa optical art? No. Katong siya the patterns of movement. Yes, katong mulihok nga drawing. Mura siya mulihok lang tawon. So this work is abstract with many better known pieces created in black and white. Typically, it gives the viewer the impression of movement. Yes, impression of movement, hidden images, flashing, and vibrating patterns or of swirling or warping. This is the example of optical art, Como XV by Omar Rayo is an example of pop art or an artistic movement that uses geometric and abstract forms to create a sense of visual movement, vibration, and illusion through the manipulation of colors and patterns. So, what have you seen about the picture? So, di ba, more siya mag-flash na siya movement, right? So, kanang, iniglanto ni more siya mag-ana-ana ba? Mulihok din siya. So, illusion ra na nimo. So, that is our illusion lang na siya. Our expression. The purpose of optical artists is to create visual experiences that explore and manipulate the viewer's perception of motion, deep and form through the use of abstract patterns, lines, and colors. The sixth one, we have pop art. So we all know that pop art is very popular na siya today. So it is based on modern popular culture and the mass media, especially as a critical or ironic comment on traditional fine art value. So pop art is draws inspiration from everyday objects, products, advertising, comics, and mass media. So especially katong manga. So kinsa may hilig diri manood og manga, hilig magbasa-basa. So that's it. Next we have minimalism. It describes movement in various forms of art and design, especially visual art and music, where the work is set out to explore the essence, essential or identity of a subject through eliminating all non-essential forms, features, or concepts. So this is the example of minimalism, the nine-sided figure by Sol Lewitt's Minimalist. So this art focused on simple shapes and forms. His goal is to explore the basic of shapes and structure rather than creating realistic images. So unlike ni siya sa lain nga artist that creating realistic images, but kani si Lewitt is nag-focus lang siya sa basic shapes and structure, the simple shapes and forms. By emphasizing pure form, Lewis creates a direct experience between the viewer and the artwork, allowing us to connect with the simplicity and the beauty of the piece. Next, we have conceptual art. It is an art in which the concept or idea involved in work takes precedence over traditional aesthetic, technical, and material concerns. So this is the example of conceptual art. So what have you seen about the picture? Na siya'y tao and usa ka ero. I like America and America Likes Me by Joseph Views 1974. So there's a story behind at that picture or art. So this art aimed to spark a national dialogue about social issues in America. Views spent 3 days locked and caged with a coyote. So nalock din siya sa 3 days sila duha, attempting to communicate with the animal through gesture and eye contact. Then the coyote represented American spirit animal and symbolizes transformance and survival. View's goal was to demonstrate that hailing social issues require communication, connection, and a mutual understanding. He wants to show that people can connect and understand each other just like he did with the coyote. This powerful performance remains relevant today, right? Encouraging viewers to reflect on the importance of human and animal communication. Conceptual art means that the idea behind the artwork is more important than how it looked or how it made. The idea behind it is what matters. Like for example, love. Kung mag-draw kag love, so it makes people think about the meaning of love as well. Lastly, we have photorealism. From the word of photorealism, it is a kind of art that it looks like realistic art. It is a genre of art that encompasses painting, drawing, and other graphic media, in which is an artist study a photograph and then attempts to reproduce the image as realistically as possible in another medium. So this photorealism is a style of art that tries to exactly copy a photograph using paintings, drawing, or the other medium. So how it works? And the artists choose a photograph. They study the photo carefully. So, studyhan kina kung paunsa ka na. Then, they try to recreate the image exactly using paint, pencil, or other art tools. So, ang goal nila is to make the artwork look almost identical to the original photograph. That's all my report. Thank you.